Hello, good evening. Hi everyone. Welcome to Happy Hour. Welcome to the Happy Hour Sketchbook session. I'm your host, Erica Buenteo. Nice to have you guys here for another Happy Hour session. I am going to be drawing a bunch of images today that I pulled from a Pinterest board that you are able to go look at. It's public, right? And I just wanted to take some time again this week, today. I've been really out of practice this week. Hi, Kirby. And I feel like I really need to work. And, you know, honestly, if it were not for this, I might not be working like I should. So I'm really excited to do a little bit of drawing today. Let me see if I can get this looking. There we go. And to get into my sketchbook, today I'm going to be trying something different. So I'm going to be drawing with alcohol markers, which I'm not very good at. I've tried it a few times. I'm not great at this. So I kind of want to learn a little bit. I bought these markers and they're markers, alcohol markers. I bought them for my daughter, and I'm just gonna try them. I mean, I've tried them before, but I've never really been good at it. So we're gonna see what happens today. I would like to become more proficient with them. I know they're very popular. I know a lot of people like them. So I thought I would play with them today and see what happens, right? I'm using an old sketchbook. It's actually also Ohuhu. I had heard that this paper in this sketchbook, I bought this sketchbook many years ago. You can see it's practically finished. But I've been using it for everything other than alcohol markers. So I just thought I would try the alcohol markers on it. I don't know if this paper's made for that. I have heard that they do make paper sketchbooks that are made for these kind of markers because these markers bleed like crazy. So if you're using anything like I am, just make sure you're not like drawing on the back of something that you want to keep, because it might damage or bleed through. So I'm not going to be drawing on this page here. I'm going to start over here. Maybe I should just start over here. And this sketchbook actually came with this like clear page for putting under in case you didn't want it to bleed on something else. So if I use, this is literally like the last 2-page spread in my sketchbook. So I don't really have to worry about it bleeding onto anything else. But I do have a bunch of images that I picked, and I kind of like chose them for, I don't know, they felt like they spoke to me. And then I felt like the colors really kind of like were fun, like pinks and stuff, which I love. So I'm going to take my time, and if I don't get to do a lot of these, cool. And if I get to do more than one, awesome. Again, I'm really kind of learning about these markers, so I'm not sure how much time I might need to kind of like play or practice. So I'm going to like kind of leave time for that. And again, this is just an hour-long sketchbook session. It's a time to just kind of like play in your sketchbook. Decide what you want to do. Decide how you want to play. It's nothing too serious. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you have fun drawing. You can follow along with me if you'd like to. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And this is the first image that I'm going to be working with. You can see it up on the screen. If you are or are not, this live stream is open to everybody. So you can go to the Patreon page and see all the images that I selected. I also have a link to the Pinterest board, and you can go and click on that link and see all the images that I've selected for sometime this month. Nothing really like set in stone of which ones I'm going to be drawing at any given time, but I have them handy right here next to me so that I could see them and draw from observation. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this little pink plastic water gun. I think it is very cute. And it looks like a reverse image, so maybe we should rotate it. Should we rotate it? Just because the text is mirrored. Do you see that? And so does that fix it? I can't tell. Let me see. I mean, I'm imagining it will. I could be wrong, but I think so. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. It's mirrored in the picture, so I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? Do you have an opinion? I'm gonna put it back the way it was, just because I'll be drawing it the other direction and I don't want to like cause any confusion. So I'll just leave it the way it was originally. Okay. So I don't know what I'm doing with these markers, but my usual method involves me starting with like a light, and then I try to have something kind of like medium toned. Yeah, me neither. I can only see it on the Pinterest board, and I can see it's pretty big, but I won't be able to see it that way. So thank you for letting me know. It's so small. So I'm just going to keep it the other way since it matches the image we have on Patreon. I definitely think I need to use this. I don't know if that'll be darker, but I'll pick something a little bit darker too. Like maybe, I feel like I need something kind of reddish. I don't know. We're going to see what happens when we stack them up. So something light. Let's take that one out. This would be our medium and our dark. Let's just see what they look like. Let's watch them. So these are, oh, I bought this kind, like a fine tip and a chisel tip, which is disappointing to me because I prefer a brush tip. I'm so disappointed. Oh, that one's actually like a lot brighter. And that's very dark. I think that could work for the darks. Ooh, I like that one too. Okay, we're going to see what happens. And there is a blender, which I've never really used either. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe I should see what these other pinks look like too. I don't know. I'm going to be learning as I go here. So, ooh, I like that. Okay, so I'll just mark them down. Oh, now I don't remember which is which. It's okay. We're not going to mark them down. We're just going to play with them. So we'll see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. It's just a sketchbook. I even thought about like sketching with a pencil, which I feel like I don't like that. I don't really want to do that, but I will if I feel like I can't, like I don't know where to put things. I don't know. We're just going to try sketching with the marker and see what happens. Let me start with, I just want like a really light, like that. That should work. That should be okay. Okay. So I'm going to try here, even though I prefer to be on the other side, but let's just put like, I'm just going to put like some very basic shapes so that I can kind of figure out like the form. How is everybody doing today? How is your week going? I have been having a really great, very lazy week because I'm done with college class. So I'm just like vegging. I'm like just relaxing, and I don't know if that's a good thing for me. I feel like I'm the kind of person who needs to have stuff to do because I get bored and then I will just like not do anything. Like I'm not even like reading a book or anything, and I really need to be, I feel like I need to be reading or something. Not necessarily reading, but I just started reading a new book yesterday and I don't know what I think about it yet, but it's new to me, so we shall see. Okay, so I have a general shape there in a very light color. This one is they have names. I'm going to write them down just in case anybody has a question. E494 Pastel Peach. 494. Okay. And then I'm going to start building up. I know that one of the downsides, I think, for this is just that it's like very, you know, like I rely on having those little guides underneath so I can see them and I can know where my sketch is, but I don't think that that shows up that well with these. These really kind of melt together, so we'll see how that goes. The book I'm reading is called, hold on. It'll come to me. Wait, I put in my Goodreads so that I could remember what it was. It's something like Sing. Hold on. It's nothing like fun. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be very good. I mean, it's called Sing Unburied Sing by Jessamine Ward. And I picked it mostly because it was like it seemed interesting, but also it's like the National Book Award winner. So I really like to read books that are like, you know, critically acclaimed, as I say. Yeah, me too. I needed so much time to make as well. I just feel so like I'm not doing anything. I feel, dare I say, bored. And I shouldn't be because I have things to do. But, you know, I have to kind of give myself like a schedule or else I get like really bored. I'm such a like child in that regards. Like, I need things to do over the summer. And some people I know they don't. They're just like, I just want to lay around and relax. And I'm like, I need tasks. I always feel like I have to like have things to do every day, or I do feel quite bored. Every year I'm like, I'm going to get a summer job. I never do it, but I always say that because I just feel like I have a lot of things that I want to do, or I feel like things that I can do. But, you know, it's nice to have the time to just like go and take a walk with my dogs in the morning. Right now I'm working on a couple of pieces for an art show, which will be good. It's just like a local art exhibit. So I'm doing that. It's giving me something, giving me purpose. See, now here's where the letters are reversed. So I can't decide whether I should. It's weird because I'm just going to take them off. I'm not going to put them on there. So again, I'm just sketching and I'm going to omit those letters because they're causing confusion for me. There. So I just like to do, I'm going to kind of treat these the way I treat water-based markers. I don't know that that's the best route, but that's what I know how to do. So I'm going to try that. So what I would normally do with a water-based marker is I would kind of build up the values as I go. So I'm just kind of like looking at the shapes and trying to think about what parts have like, you know, darker like sections, or like the plastic is kind of like denser. In this case, something like this has kind of got a transparency, like a translucency. And I am just kind of trying to look at that, like think about where I can add those darker values that I see. And of course you can, I think you can really like take your time with this if you wanted to, and really kind of like lean into making this something very, very cool, like a really cool drawing. I'm going to switch over here. Ooh, that's pretty dark. Let's try something a little lighter than that. This is, oh, that's better. I'm going to use some of this, and you can see I'm kind of like, you know, the little sketch I made is like a suggestion, but I'm gonna feel free to kind of move outside of that. Okay. And so I'm gonna like build the layers of the markers and the colors, but you know, I mean, this is just like, I'm learning. I don't really know, so I'm gonna have to figure this out as I go, but if things don't quite work out, this will be a good learning experience for me. So there is a lot of like really like dense kind of red. I kind of want to put that in right now because I see it. It's very visible to me. So I'm going to just kind of block that in where I'm seeing it. I wish these had brush tips. Those are my favorite, but I got chisel tips. I don't know what I was thinking. I know they do have the brush tips too, so I might need to go look for them. Really dense, like dark plastic here. And really build that up right here as well. Kind of seems a little like not a perfectly flat edge there, so I don't want it to look too like sharp. I keep observing and like trying to figure out where I need to put marks down, and then, you know, flipping between them. This red is, what is that? R687. That's this one. R687. I have to try to keep track of them because I'm like, I don't even know which is which now. Yeah, I'll just switch over to this one. We'll see what this does. I know some people do like really incredible work with these markers. And I know they do a lot of like blending. I know the markers do kind of blend really nicely, like from one color to the next. So I'm trying to, like, I want to be able to stack them and create new colors from that stacking, but and I see that there's a lot of white that I hadn't really factored in originally, so I need to kind of like remember that there are those little lights there. A lot of little lights there. I'm going to try to pay attention to them, but it's really easy to kind of forget that they're there. It's okay. It's not that serious. I just want to get a little bit of drawing in. Okay, so this is like a medium tone, I guess. This one, did I already use this one? I think so. Ooh, that one's really dark. I don't remember if I used this one yet, but I don't think so. I'm just going to kind of like line that up with the others. I want to see also what's going to happen when I like literally just stack them on top of each other. Like, is it visible that it's there? Is it not? Those are the kinds of things I'm going to try to learn as we are playing with these markers. We'll see. There's a lot of lighter values here, so we're trying to pay attention to those. Sometimes I forget about those. Those are the ones that I sometimes need to, like, reminders. That's why sometimes it's a good idea to sketch with a pencil, especially for me, because I tend to just like buzz over all the lights and I'm like, oops, I forgot about the highlight right there. And with something like markers, you really can't come back and you know, add it in unless you're using something opaque like a gouache or something like that, or white pen, right? So, I mean, if you have that, cool, do that. I think this should be a little bit lower. Kind of goes around that. I do like this though. Could probably use a little bit more of that red in there. I'll come back with that later. Just again looking for all those darks. Oof. I mean, it looks like something. I don't know if it looks quite right. I'm gonna use some of this purple and just stack it like right on top. See if I can kind of form that little, I don't know, that post or whatever's inside of there that would probably be what draws the water, or I don't really know. That sounds like physics or something. I don't know any of that. Yeah, it doesn't really show too much on top of that. So I'll switch over to this darker version that I was originally a little scared to use. Let's try just a little bit at first. Yeah, that works because it just kind of like deepens the value a little. Here's where I wanted that little bit of extra darkness, but I do feel like I have to remember where to put those little lights in. Right here too, there's a little something there. It's kind of like just using this as like a little, you know, a shadow kind of maker right on top. Just building that up a little. I feel like a nice like reddish orange would work really nicely here too. I don't know how much it'll kind of like blend together. Doesn't look like too much. Let me see if there's something kind of orangey. Something orangey would be nice here. Ooh, that's perfect. Like literally what I was thinking about. Something really fluorescent. I'll put a little bit of that in here. Oh, and it does really show up. I really didn't think it would show up very well when you kind of like stack them, especially like this color. I think I would imagine is like brighter and perhaps lighter than some of these other ones that I already stacked or already layered on here. So I'm impressed and surprised that they are visible, like those little bits are visible here. I'm going to add a little bit here, kind of like around, just to make it kind of like glow a little bit. Maybe it'll read as like reflected light. I don't know. Let's take a little bit of this one. So I'm pretty much using the chisel tip on this. And it is quite versatile, which I do like. It's no brush tip, but you know, it'll do. I don't know what's happening there exactly, but I'm gonna just imply this here. I feel like you can kind of just like, you know, like, I mean, yes, we're looking at the images and we're trying to kind of like find those lines, but I do feel like you can kind of, you know, invent some. Hi, Cindy. Let me get this light on over here and see if we can get a little bit more light in here. My studio gets a little bit dim around this time of the day. There we go. Hi, Cindy. We are drawing some images that are on Pinterest. So If you want to join us, I would love that. Let me see. Let us know how the book goes. I will tell you, yeah, I literally just started that book yesterday, so I'll keep you posted. I did finish another couple of books in the past, I guess like in the last week. Okay, maybe not couple, that sounds excessive. But I do think I finished, actually I do think I finished 2 books. I was listening to one audiobook, and then I was reading, oh, I think I had already mentioned that one. The, I don't know how I feel about this. It's looking kind of goofy. Let's try that little clear blender. I don't know what it does, so I think we should try it and see what happens. Like, what happens if you just, I don't know. I don't see anything happening. Okay, that was fun. I'm going to put some, this is a little bit scandalous, but let's see what happens if I put some of these like kind of like bright, crazy, this is like a yellowish green. I'm just going to add some around and see what happens. I just like the way it looks. I thought it would look kind of nice next to the pink. Thought maybe a little bit on this little, what is that, like the little thingy that you press to, you know, spray the water. Ooh, I do like that little bits of green in there. I'm going to put that in. It's not what I'm seeing, but I'm going to put it in sort of as like the brights, you know, like the, I don't know, that's, I'm not sure that was the best idea, but I kind of like it, so. And then if you kind of stack it, I think that's kind of nice too. This was my lightest one, so I'm going to put that in here where I didn't have any color yet. And then I think it would be kind of cool, maybe I shouldn't. I was thinking of doing a little bit of line work. Last time I was using my brush, and I didn't use that today, but I'm not going to use it today. I'll just leave them like that. So this is the little water gun. I'll just leave that there, and then I'm going to start moving on to another image. I have so many picked. I have the dinosaur. This looks wild. I'm just seeing it on the screen right now. Let me show it to you. It's, I don't know, it's not necessarily good. It's just weird. I think I went a little too crazy. I might have to try that again. You know, obviously the object is really tricky because it has transparency. I was like, just like enjoying it and just having fun with it. I'm like, oh, I really like it. And then I look at it up on the screen. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like it after all. So we'll see. You like the green, Cindy? Okay, thank you. I like the green. I like the way it looks next to these colors. But yeah, it's not really giving any sort of transparency. Probably because I didn't have any lights in there. I should have left some areas white, and I didn't. That's okay. We'll survive. I'm going to switch over to the next image. And I know that you guys are probably using the images on Pinterest. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, but you're going to want to look at the reference images from the Pinterest board because I think that will be so much easier. I don't know how this looked easier in my head, but now I'm seeing it, I'm like, ooh. So we'll see how this goes. I should use the very light one first. That's what I did first on the last one. I just kind of do like a little bit of a sketch. Kind of try to see like what shapes I'm going to need for this, right? So I'm just going to kind of block in. And then try to get like the overall shape in. I like to do this at the beginning so that if it's not going to fit, I'll know early on, right? I want to know whether this is all going to fit in here. And this kind of helps me give myself like a stopping point. I don't know, it's going to be something like that. Okay, let's see. It's looking a little crazy right now. It kind of goes like, and then out this way. And then there's some big legs here. Nice. Whenever I draw animals, I mean, I'm always like so amazed, surprised by the number of joints in their legs. Always like, wow, how many, like, where's the ankle? I think this is the ankle, but then there's like this foot. I guess those are just the toes. It always looks like more to me, but I don't think it really is. It should be a little higher. I think that should be okay. And this foot should land definitely higher. A little weird toe here that the chickens have too. That's how we know the chickens are descendants, right? These chickens have those little toes as well. Birds do, I guess. I don't know if all birds do. I think all birds do. I'm just trying to get these little arms and legs kind of placed in the right place. And if I need to, I can adjust later. But I don't want to have to worry too much about proportions or anything when I start adding in color. So I try, see, this is like a little too much here. This is a little too much of a dent. There you go. If I have it kind of blocked in already, then I don't have to worry about proportions. I'm just thinking pretty much about colors. So that kind of takes a little bit of the stress out of like figuring out what you're drawing. If you kind of like block in. I think that's why everybody, you know, sketches, but I'm not really a sketcher, so. Okay, I think he needs a little bit more neck than that. I'll just put a little bit there. And he's gonna have a lot of little, what do we call these? These are spines? I don't know. Those are not spines, I don't think. Are they spines? Maybe they are spines. Thorns? No, those are not thorns. What are those things called? I don't know. Okay, so this is like a good example of what I was talking about earlier where, you know, the markers kind of just like blend together and then you can't really see your sketch anymore. And whenever I do like markers in water-based markers, I really count on those markers to give me the sketch, right? And so that's something you gotta think about. How is this hand position? I think it's like 1, 2, 3. And then a thumb is, I don't know. We're just going to put it like that. Okay. And this will be his little mouth right here. I'm going to make him more smiley. And lots of little teeth in there. Okay. So I kind of have the sketch. It's like, but I'm going to move forward. And then I can start thinking about where I'm going to put in my darks and all of that fun stuff. So I think we had determined that this is like the lightest one. So I'm going to start with this one and then I'm just going to build everything from there. So I'm just going to kind of like block in one section at a time because I think if I just go all the way in, which my instinct kind of was to just color in the whole thing, I think I would lose my sketches. So it'll probably be smarter for me to just do like one part at a time. I don't know. I'm learning as I go here. We're figuring it out. This is not that serious, so we don't have to worry too much about it. It's just play, right? So here, I'm going to give this a little bit of color. I think this is kind of like in front of, so this kind of like wraps around that, like, I don't know, what is that, a thigh? Is that a thigh? I think that's a thigh. So I'm just going to kind of like work around that space. And of course I can come back and revise a little bit, but I don't want to lose my like line work, like this, the shapes that I kind of blocked in. So I'm going to try to just leave a little gap so it doesn't get lost, because that will happen in my experience, and kind of get like, ugh, now I have to draw it all over again. His little eyes are like, he looks so happy in my drawing and he looks mad in this don't know what that is. Is that his other eye? Or is there a little horn on his nose? I can't tell. I think there's a little horn there. That's weird. I don't think I realized that would be there. Okay. Little smile. I don't know, that might be too big. See, it seems like it needs to go up. I don't know, we will see. Little arms. I'm gonna wrap around them just so I don't lose them. Okay, this kind of gives me like partitioned areas, right? I know where things are gonna go. This is where the knee's gonna go. Oh, I kind of missed like a part of the foot, so this is my opportunity to add it back in. I only have like, we have these little 2 toes. This little squirrely toe right here on the side. And there. I'm gonna leave a little gap again just so I can keep track of them and they don't really like blend. I think I should come to the arms later. Let's do that later. I still can't quite figure out what's happening on his nose or whatever that is. I think that's like a horn. I don't know what kind of horn that would be on this dinosaur. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one handy. This is the pastel pink, so I don't forget that's what I'm using there, because I do want to start like building some layers on here. So like I'm gonna use this like purpley one. This is called dark violet light. Okay, dark and light, all in the same. Nice naming. And I'm just going to add in some of this as like a shadow. Probably be a good thing for, you know, developing those spaces a little bit more. I need to watch maybe some videos of people using these markers, because I know people do like really incredible things with them. So I want to learn more. I know they're very popular. My students really love these type of markers, or they watch a lot of videos with people drawing with them, and so they have a lot of curiosity. I feel like I need to like learn. A little nose somewhere in there. Whatever this horn is, I don't know what that is, but oh my gosh, I'm starting to have like concerns and I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see. There's Henry wanting to go outside. And a little bit of line right there. I think I should start putting in those arms because got like little teeth too. They're so cute, but I didn't want to put that in. But here, now it looks like a little mustache. Put this a little bit lower right here. This is very much like a very trust the process kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I have a process that works, but we'll see. Having a little matcha. I'm still on my, someday I'm going to like matcha journey. I'm not quite there yet. Do I like matcha? Not really. But do I want to like it? Yes. So many people are like, oh, you know, if you don't really like, or you don't want to have too much caffeine, you can have a matcha instead. And That's why I'm trying to, you know, not have too much caffeine. I mean, I like the caffeine, but the caffeine doesn't like me at 2 in the morning. So, I'm trying to kind of like reel it in, but I don't really like matcha. I don't really like green tea at all. It's very like, you're big on strawberry matcha lattes? Okay. See, I've had the strawberry ones, and I think they're good, but it's not like something I would pick. This one that I got is just like a, I think vanilla. They put a little bit of sugar-free vanilla in it. But, you know, it's not coffee is what I'm saying. It's no coffee, but I got it like so long ago, and then I was like, I don't want this. So then I put it in the fridge, and I was like, maybe I'll finish it. And so I'm trying. We'll see. I don't like those little spines or thorns or whatever they are. I don't know why I call that a thorn. It's not a thorn. I know it's not a thorn. It's like a spike or a spine, or who knows. Okay, these little fingers are very strangely like defined here. I don't know if that's realistic, but we're gonna put them in there anyway. And this little like forearm, so cute. Like a little muscly. Okay. All right. So I think now I can kind of come up against the other colors because they are like, I have that little bit of gray in there. So we can kind of use that to help us like define it. Let's see. The fingers are very strange, right? I know. I'm like, what is happening on that backhand there? It's so weird. I think I'm going to have to come in with a lot more of that gray. So I'm just going to, or violet, whatever it is. I'm just going to start to kind of like fill in some of those little gaps. Okay. Yeah, and so this is the pink I'm using. Can't forget that. I'm going to put, I don't really like the shape here, but I'm going to have to try to put it in. I don't like the shape that I'm making on it. I think it's not right. I mean, one of the things though, I think that is like fun to draw in something like this is that it's just, like it's like a toy, right? So there's going to be these kind of like funny little like glitches, I guess, so to speak, on the toy. Like it's going to have like seams or like little bits where things don't really like make sense, or like this like little seam right here down the middle, or this little hole right here that's like, you know how it gets like filled or removed from the mold or whatever it is. And I think that those are some of the like more fun things to draw or to include in drawing things like this, like little, you know, toys or plastic figurines. I don't know, his teeth and mouth are still looking funny. I think he needs a little bit more room for his teeth. And then I'll probably have to build up a little bit more value here to kind of shape the head. Now, I don't know, Kirby, what do you think? Is that a horn on the head, or what do you think that is? Do you have any feelings about that? Because I'm like, what is that thing? Okay, I'm gonna try the lighter violet. This one's called Cool Gray. I thought it was a violet, but it's not. Because maybe, no, see, it doesn't really do much. Let me see if there's something else between there. That's still pretty dark. This is pale blue violet. We can try that. Ooh. I think that's darker. The ridge above, that's what I thought it was too at first, but I was like, isn't it too far forward? Like, because then there's like a little ghosty one in the back. Yeah, good question. I don't know. Look at what happened here. I don't know what that is. Let's see. What else might we be able to use on top of here? Like kind of ooh, that's pretty dark. kind of want something that's not that dark. Maybe even like a really light blue could work here. Is that, I can't tell if that's darker. I think that's darker. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one. Just feel like there's not like an in-between that I could use. Let's just go for it. Ooh, I just went for it. This is that darker one. I thought I was going to like kind of ease it in, but I guess not. Oh. We will see here. A lot of darkness back here. And there's like another little toe here. Put that there. Lots of shadow back here. These can be like really like fun and, you know, challenging to draw. Let me add some pinks. Let's see if that will do things for me. But, you know, there's just so many things. Like, you kind of have to just try to focus on just like one part first, because it's really easy to kind of get caught up in, oh, let me add the textures and let me add this. I don't know about this color being the right color. I do feel like I need to add a little bit more over here, just to make sure it ties in, right? Like, even if I choose the wrong color, I want to make sure that it looks kind of like intentional. So I'll try my best to incorporate it into, I'm just going to try to blend that in with like the front of the nose. I don't understand what's happening there. This is so much harder than I thought it would be. It was like, oh cool, a little toy dinosaur. I could draw that. Famous last words. It happens sometimes. It really does. Okay. Do you think I need to try to like fix what's happening here in the head? Because I'm really confused by it and just not really sure what that thing is. It might be the back of that. There. Let's add it on top of that purple and see what it does to it. I'm going to see if it turns it into like a little bit more of something that looks kind of like a shadow. I don't know. Some parts I think can use it, but it's pretty dark, so I don't know if it's a good choice for every part right there. Like this little hand is turning weird. It's okay. And I think that's just something that kind of like happens with these like kind of plasticky toys. So, I mean, that's kind of like par for the course, right? And be like, oh, this was just a fun little drawing session, like proceeds to struggle so much. I do like the way this pink like layers on top of these other ones though, because it does feel very like reddish when it lands on top of it. Kind of creates this really red look to it, which I'm enjoying. Excuse me. I kind of want to put some of that texture in, but I don't think it's time. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Definitely some challenging. I know. I feel like every time during this like month, like, or like just last happy hour and this one too, I picked images. I was like, oh, that's gonna be so easy. They're cartoons. No, not easy. Just kidding. It's turned into a tragedy hour. It is not happy at all. I think I need to do something with that, like to make that little blob into his nose, because mine is looking whack. Yeah, we're gonna change the name of this from a happy hour to sad hour. Just because it's so challenging. Like, talk about being deceiving, you know, like, oh, they're toys. That can't be that hard. People will draw these. They're just cartoons. Am I getting more respect for my students who only want to draw cartoons? Maybe. I'm not feeling like I can even like start thinking about moving on even at all. I'm not. And you guys, of course, feel free to move to another image if you're like, done. But I am scream at sketchbook hour, yes. The horror here. I think I used this one last time on top of it, so I'm going to try to do that too. Again, one of the things I really wanted to do was make sure that I was kind of like tying these colors together throughout the sketchbook spreads. Oh, I kind of love this orange on here. I don't even know if I made up that toe right there. I think I did. It just, I'm just really surprised because I feel like these markers are showing up really well on top of each other. Like, the opacity is kind of like surprising me. They feel like they are, you know, a little bit opaque, and like I can see that on top, which is surprising. Oh, we should see what the back looks like. What is that back? Ooh, that's not terrible. I mean, it could be worse. Huh, interesting. But yeah, the color's like still quite like visible, very evident, you know. It's not like it's just kind of blending in. I don't know if I thought that that was going to happen. I've always had that opinion. But I think I was wrong. Could I have been wrong? No, no way. I don't know how to resolve this yet, like, to be very honest. The orange looks really good, right? I'm going to have to add, I think, some of that green in just to kind of make it feel like, again, I'm going to try to put it in kind of like a shadow. Something like, I don't know, I should have made the shadow go towards the back, but I won't do too much. I mean, I've already done quite a bit, but kind of want some like all the way around. Just to kind of tie some of that in. A lot of shadows in here. The face is like looking so crazy. And I wonder if maybe I should bring in a white pen just so I would have it for anything like really bright, like stuff is getting kind of like convoluted in there, and I can kind of try to pull it out. Maybe. I'm gonna try this one. I don't know if I used it on the other one. It's wild how these markers like really sit on top of each other. I really like them. I mean, I think if I just like play with them a little bit more and learn a little bit more about how to use them, I might, you know, start liking them. Go figure. Yeah, I haven't really been working in my sketchbook. I've been yeah, not doing anything. I was gonna say, have I done anything else? I didn't even like paint. I did a little bit of I guess sort of like painting today on these tiles that I'm making for a show, a local show. But they're basically like I'm glazing them. It's ceramic. They're bisque tiles, so I'm going to fire them, and so I'm doing like underglaze on them. Let's see if I can fix this right here. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I'm gonna try. So I kind of painted a little bit today, but like that's it. Which isn't even really that much. And I was making just a little bit of like some kind of painterly images on there, but See, I think I could use something opaque for these teeth because I really don't have any room for them, but they need to be somewhere in there. And I didn't budget. I don't know how to put this little horn thingy in there. I'm just going to continue to treat that as a sort of horn. I know there's no horns on these things though, which is weird. Why am I doing that? But it's already happening. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, but in case anybody wants to move on, please, by all means, go for it. I'm going to, you know, kind of chip at this a little longer, I think. But there's the other image that I have next. I think that was the, I'm trying to remember which one I chose for the next one. I had this tomato that I was really excited to draw with a little face on it. That's kind of like coming together a little. I don't know. I do think maybe this would be better if I brought out a like a pen or a marker or something, or a color pencil. I think that might be something that could add to the image. I don't know. Might do that later. The face definitely needs a lot of work. He doesn't really seem like he's standing up, so I'm just gonna. But you know, I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave him be because poor guy, he's been through it. I don't know what happens there, but. Don't want to imagine that. Okay, that is... Don't look at that part. It's ugly. Where's my white pen? Do I have a white pen? Maybe I don't have one. Thought I did. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next image. Feel free to keep working on that one. I don't have a timer, so just kind of like, playing. But I think I want to do one more, even though it's already 7. And if you got to go, I don't blame you. Go for it. I want to do this little tomato guy. But I'm going to change the colors to kind of just use the colors I've pulled out already. The pinks instead of red. I just kind of really wanted to draw it. I thought it was like super cute. Did I save that one? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to put that one in too. And I'm going to hope that this is a little easier than the previous one. Let me start with that light color again. Oh, and this will be perfect because it'll give me the chance to use that green, like, actually in the image. So it'll be like, you know, it'll make more sense that it's in there. I'm just going to put that little holder thingamabob. I don't know. I don't really want to draw into this seam, but it looks like that's what's going to happen here. Eyes are nice and low. Big cheeks. Big cheeks. Big smile. Little lip. Like how his eyes are looking over to the side. 2 little lashes. And a little blobby tomato, or I think that's a tomato. I was going to say maybe it's a strawberry, but I think it's a tomato. It looks like he has parted hair. One more right on the side here. Marker paper makes it way easier to blend, really? And I'm just curious, Cindy, what kind of paper do you use? What, like, do you use a special sketchbook that's made for that? Because I just tried the blender one time, but I really didn't put in that much effort. But I imagine it has a lot to do with the kind of paper that you use, because if it stays kind of like wet, right, won't it like be more blendable? I don't know, you tell me what you think. Okay, I got a sketch in. So I'm going to start building up some colors. And I'm curious, do you use these markers quite a bit, Cindy? If you don't mind sharing, I don't know. Maybe you're deep into your drawing and you're not able to type. I totally understand. But I'd be curious. Because, like, I think I want to learn more about these markers. And I know that they're really popular. Some people do incredible stuff with it. With them, sorry. I had just bought them for coloring books, but I'm like, I'm gonna try to learn a little bit more about them since, you know, so many people use them. I know people, they're like a fan favorite, I think. I feel like everybody loves them. I feel like I have to learn. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so much like spam phone calls. My phone right now is like political call. Please no. When I'm not on my phone, I just really don't want any politics. Like, please, let me just live phone free. Okay, this is going to be the lighter part. It's like a big, bright light in there too. I'm just going to go in. That little seam is going to make things a little bit hard to draw, so I'm just going to do the best I can. There's like all these little lights here, but I didn't put any of the other ones in there. I just, again, dropped the ball on that. I don't know, we'll see. I'm feeling like I should. So cute. Wonder what this little thingy is, this little trinket. Were these like the early Labubu's? Imagine these little toys just, you know, evolved. I mean, they just look like little toys, little trinkets. Okay, I'm gonna just block everything in and then I'll come back and I don't know if I should put that little string. Should I put that little string in there? Maybe. I'm gonna put it in. I mean, I just kind of like it, so I think it's necessary, but there. A little like knot over the top there. I'm gonna leave it like that. And then that'll give me kind of just like an idea of where I'm not putting anything in there. Ooh, this is supposed to be really big and I really lost some of it. Let me see what Cindy says, that they do have some marker paper at Michael's. The markers slide more and the markers work nicer and therefore the blending just works way better. It's a different look, softer. Yeah, that's what I've seen. Like not as much like texture. Yeah, I like the color block look too, right? Thank you. I guess it just depends on what you're going for, right? This should have been a lot bigger, so I'm just gonna make it larger and then see how it looks and if it needs to be tweaked or changed or whatever, we will do that as needed. Trying to keep track of where those little ropes are, whatever's like stringing this thing up. I think there's just like a little bit of trying to block in those lights, but it's hard. It's hard to think about those. I'm just like, my instinct is like, just color it all in green, but no, because then you are going to lose some of those. Okay. And I'm not going to use any of the black, but I'm going to use this blue that violet, I think it calls it violet. This violet that I've been using for the dark, so it stands to reason that I would use it for the darks here, right? Which would be these blacks. Let's see. It allows you to use that blender marker too. Yes, exactly. I see the blender marker there. I just haven't used it. I tried playing with it for a second, but didn't really do much. And I think that has a lot to do with the paper, right? So the paper, is it really like slippery, or like when you're like, does it make the markers take longer to dry? Do you have any feelings about that or thoughts about that? I'm curious, just because I think it would be like, okay, hold on. I missed a spot here. I think it would make the paper like, you know, have to like dry slower. And I would imagine, like, what I imagine is that my hand would like smear the whole thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. Okay, so I'm just trying to mark these things in. There's a big, nice, bright white there. A couple of eyelashes too. I don't know if I blocked them in there. 1, 2. Oh, that eyelash is, oh, whoops. I now realize that eyebrow is way too low. I'm gonna put another eyebrow. There's 2 eyebrows now. Sorry. Oh well. Now before I get into that, I'm gonna use these other ones. We'll see. There's some really nice like effects happening here with the like reflection, so I kind of want to try a little bit of that in here. I don't know if I'll be able to like really capture it, but I'm gonna try. Like just kind of blocking some of those little shapes in so they're not like a perfect space or a perfect like fill. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like some of this should be even lighter. We could just treat the lightest one as like the light and then just darken everything from there. Very thin here. A little bit thin there. Like there's a lot of dark here. And dark over here. So I'm actually going to fill in some of these white areas here. And a little bit here around the nose. It's a lot of lights around here. Oh, that's a nice little layer. Let me add that here too. That's where it kind of like sinks a little bit. This lip was really funny, but I think it's something like this. It looks kind of smug. It's very cute though. And I think I'll layer a little bit more in a bit. I'm going to try to go a little bit, just kind of outline a little on the edge. I don't know if I can do it successfully here. It's so like hard to kind of drag that area around there, around the seam. Want it to feel a little bit like inset. Like set in those eyes. I think I'll have to go even darker around them. That's supposed to be light. I don't think I should put any more there. Here, I think I should keep it. I'm gonna come back and try again in a sec. And then here, I don't know if that was the right color, but it happened. Oop, I already put it in. Just so hard. This is so much harder than I thought it would be. Thought, oh, that's so easy. We're gonna just, you know, easy peasy, easy drawing day. Nope, wrong. Honestly, you know, if we're not trying hard things, then we're not growing, right? So we'll just say this is, if it was hard for me, then that means I'm making steps to grow. So yay me. Okay. I'm just gonna try to, you know, think positive. I like that color on top. I like the way it lands right on top of it. It's nice. I think it could even go a little darker. Put a little separation between these little put a little bit more in here. Oh, is this the same color? No, it's a different color. Looks very similar, but I want to put some of this into the eyes, but I think I should wait. I'm going to darken it a little bit more. I think I can't remember what this was. Let's try that orange on there. So vibrant, that orange. I love that actually. It's kind of like a really good like tomato-y color. Should have used a little bit more of that at the beginning. I'm gonna put it over here. There's a lot of like white, bright light reflecting off of that right there. I think I'm gonna try to come back in a little bit later with a little bit of white. I kind of don't even want like that one to be so bright. It just seems like it doesn't feel like compatible with that. Use it to just kind of like lay over everything. Let's see if I can create a little bit more volume. I don't know. I feel like it's going to need a lot more layers. And that volume is like getting like flattened out, so I need more. Let's try this. Ooh, I love that orange. Do you think I still need something even like darker? This is like, I don't know, to me this orange kind of like reads light. Like I think it'll work really well there, or like up here against like the light stuff. I'm gonna go over them. I did it, even though I didn't want to, and then there I did it. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. I'm gonna try to darken a little bit of this. I'm only really using red, that violet, and green. So to darken some of this, I'm gonna use a little bit of red on the green and a little bit of green, maybe green in the red, or that the violet, the blue violet one. I just really want to be able to make there seem like there's a little bit of depth here. And I feel like I'm kind of losing that. So let's see. It's very dark in here. Put some on the eyes. And trying to make that look a little darker. A little bit around there. Okay, I'm going to add some of that blue violet, whatever that color was, to really try to define some of this. I don't know. I thought, oh, this tomato's going to be so easy. The moral of tonight's story is don't think that everything's going to be easy. Trying to get that mouth to be kind of defined. It's really cute because it's just like a little like U. I'm going to create a little bit of that like reflected light. I really want to create some of that. Didn't really work for me. I don't know. I like when you just add more layers. It's kind of really interesting how the markers behave. It's really kind of like cool because it's kind of like the water-based markers. They just kind of like keep kind of like, oh, she's looking like she has like bags under her eyes now. But the markers just kind of like get like richer and, you know, deeper as you build them up. I kind of really like that. A little bit more here. I have to try these again because this is not it. Yeah, she's ending up looking really creepy and really strange. Some light I think would be nice in here. I'm going to try this darker one. Just really want there to be some areas that are a little bit like darker even. This is not even darker. Ugh, I have to like swatch out all of these because I literally didn't even know what I'm putting on here. I'm just guessing at this point and guessing wrong most of the time. Okay. I think some lights would be nice on here. So if I can get some light in here, I really want to like add in something like dark, but I don't think I should. I don't think I should bring in another color. So I'm not going to. But use as many colors as you like. I just kind of want to have like really like, I don't know, it's not that like small of a palette, but see if I keep building here. Whoops. That show. I think it needs something light. So let me try something. I don't know if it'll work, but let me just try it. Let's see what happens. This is just a white Prisma pencil. We'll just try it and see if we like it. Just kind of looks like, I don't know, it doesn't look great. But I think it adds a little something. Adds a little bit of light where you feel like, where I feel like it needs it. Oh, I needed a little more shadow in there that I missed. What color is this? Please don't be too dark. There we go. That definitely needs a little bit of shadow right there. Oh, you know what I've also seen is that like these, let me try it. Let's see what it looks like. I have seen / heard that the alcohol markers like kind of like activate the Prismacolor pencils. Let's try that in a sec. I don't know how I feel about that. Put that right here. Let's try that here. And then we'll try the... Okay, that was a lie. Sorry, my bad. Not true. Okay. Put a little bit more here. I don't know, I do like the white pencil on there though. I have to say, that's working for me. I think I like it. I think I need something dark also, but I'm gonna leave that for now. Okay, so it's 7:30. I'm sorry, let me check in on the chat. I'm so sorry, I got like really engaged in it. Okay, so Cindy says that yes, it would take longer since it doesn't soak into the paper. That is good to know, especially for someone like me who works really fast, so that might be hard for me. But I might try some of that paper. And then Kirby says that the layers really add a lot to your drawings. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that because I feel like they are pretty ugly today. But, you know, I think it was still like a really fun experience. I'm going to try and add a few more things in here because I think that would be like fun. I want something here. The other images that I had selected for today were, let's see, this guy right here, the gumball machine, which I know some of you guys drew last time. I think you drew that, Kirby. And I also, oh, not that one. That's from an old day. And so that was the last one. The gumball machine, I think would be a nice addition. There's also the spoon with like a little face that I think I would like to draw in there. Or like the chattering teeth in a pink. Or, you know, we don't have time for this, you know, but I'm going to just, you know, start it. I think, I don't, you know, I love I think I might need to go down a little lower here. A grocery bag. So maybe a grocery bag would be cool here. I could see that. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bigger than that. So something kind of like this. I could add into this later on. And play with that later. I don't know what I would do there. Just gonna fill it in. Which is probably the worst thing you can do because you are losing all your lights, but it's okay. I'll be fine. I will survive. I'll manage. Okay, so maybe like a little bag there. I think also those little dice would be really cute. Maybe something like that over here. My sketchbook is square, so I don't love a square sketchbook, but it presents some like, you know, interesting compositional challenges just because it's like square, right? So maybe something like this. I don't know. I'll come back to this later. Like some dice right there. Oh, maybe even that little, I'm sorry, I'm just, at this point, I'm just looking at the Pinterest board, and there's like this little Nokia cell phone. You guys remember your first cell phone? I don't know, maybe you guys were all, you know, flip phoners. I'm not flip phoners, iPhoners. This was like my first cell phone. Ah, good times. Maybe like that. And I think something cool would be like this little, like a little starburst, like a little, I don't know, it's giving grocery store kind of shopping. Like, I don't know what I would write there, but I want to write something in there. I don't know, this could be cute. I think all of these things are on the, did you have one? Okay, yes. Yeah, I love it. So then that could be other things that I'm going to add to this. And, you know, I don't usually do, or I haven't done these, like, I'm not doing these sketchbook spreads like in this kind of like vein, right? Where everything's kind of just spread out the way I used to do them as much anymore. So it's kind of fun to get back into doing something like that. Okay, July 9th. How embarrassing. I think the last time I drew was our happy hour last time. So thank goodness for this happy hour, because if it weren't for this and it weren't for you guys, I might not have gotten into my sketchbook this week. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you drew a little bit. When I finish this, I think I'm going to try to work on getting a couple more things in there. But when I finish it, I will post a picture on Patreon so you can see what the finished work looks like. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's pretty bad. It's not great, but you know, it's fine. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad that I got into my sketchbook today. That's because of you guys that you helped me do that. So let's see how this turns out. I'll keep you posted on this work. And don't forget that we'll be doing another happy hour live stream next Wednesday, same time. More toys. I'll send another update on the Patreon so that you guys can see it. You can join me if you have time and if you're available for that day. So I hope to see you then. Until next time, y'all have a great one, and happy drawing. I will see you at the next one.